I was deprived as a youth of an erector set, so when the opportunity came, I started to build these things. I started in wood and then moved on to these things. I always did it as something to keep me occupied. There was always something doing on the side.
40 years ago.
40, well, for the large wheel, well, it started with smaller wheels when I lived across the street, so I've just been doing it all the time. Wind first, squirrels, birds, sun now, and water. Driven by the forces of nature. Yes, very much so. Starting with squirrels to challenge them on what they could do. Now I've got you saw the swirl a squirrel, the twirl a squirrel, the whirl a squirrel. Now there's the hurl a squirrel. I just don't quite have the courage to do that yet, but what a neat machine that would be, because that would toss the squirrels up into this tree here, which would not harm them, but I might have a hard time selling it. Squirrel goes in here and must go this way. And a 1 pound squirrel will do that, and will start to race around. And as it slows, it's similar to the hat on the top of the juggler's stick. When it runs out of rotation, it takes another rotation. That's a swirl a squirrel. However, it becomes a cyclotron. When you get two squirrels in there, it becomes a particle collider because they go nuts.
What's your favorite one?
Pterodactyl, of course. And that's still a work in progress. I'm just getting ready to start pterodactyl number 4. Each one gets a little better, a little more reliable. You'll learn a few things about squirrels too when you go along on something like this. They're very aggressive animals, one at a time. However, if there's a crippled squirrel in the neighborhood, they will give deference to it. They'll step aside, honestly. If there's a squirrel that's had a stroke, paralyzed on one side, they'll stand by and watch the guy try and climb up the machine and give him all the time he wants in there. It's a very interesting thing to see. Also, the youngest squirrels, by the time they come down out of the tree, they know how to use the machine. They sit up there and watch and